How do you start a sportswear brand in 2024 for virtually $0? $0 in design cost, $0 in development cost, and $0 spent up front on inventory to generate sales? Well, I'm going to be giving you guys my rundown. Number one, I would identify my niche. The idea here is that if you're going to create a brand for $0, it has to not be trash. There's no point in finding some dumpster of a shirt and putting your logo on it and trying to sell it because sure, you started the brand for free, but no one is going to buy it. Think different from the crowd. If you want to start this thing for cheap, well, you need to have a rich mindset when it comes to how you execute. And you can do this through a variety of different ways. By going out and actively looking for problems that exist in the market, you're able to tap into potential solutions. This is ingenious because most brands start from the back. Once you've done that, define your customer avatar. Who's going to be buying from you? What are they missing? How often do they buy? At what price ranges do they buy? These key questions will give you the foundational aspect of how you not only design your products, but also how you sell your products. Next, we'll develop your unique selling points. What is going to be unique about your brand? And use those and stack those USPs to set yourself apart from the crowd. A good moment or a good relevant feature of this is when we're in the pandemic, the world was changing. You saw a lot of early adopters come up and provide masks with different customization options. The idea here was to be able to supply a need in the market of that moment in time quickly, effectively. Number two, well, go ahead and design your products. Use free tools from all over the internet to design your products. You can even use some of Adobe's free tools. You can use tools like Inkscape, GIMP is a good one. These are all vector-based softwares that allow you to design on the fly. Now that you have the free software, go ahead and learn design fundamentals. You can learn design fundamentals from a variety of different resources, all of which are free. And you can use a bunch of other templates, whether it's from freepik.com, whether it's Envato Elements. You may want to go onto platforms like Pinterest to be able to forecast future fashion trends and to look at what the current state of fashion looks like. You can see in 2024, 2025, what sorts of color palettes, what sorts of themes, materials are going to be relevant. Now, let's look at prototyping. When it comes to sampling, this is usually the biggest cost that most brands early on incur. Sure, there's a reason for that. Prototyping is extremely labor intensive. It requires a large amount of technical detailing, but if you wanted to do it yourself, it's as simple as going out, especially if you live in some of the major cities. You can even go to a fashion school near you and see if they have any extra fabric left over. These fashion schools are going to have a ton left over that you can use completely for free. If you don't want to go through the hassle of physically prototyping your samples, maybe you can look into digital prototyping methods. Number three, you can use print-on-demand services like Teespring or Printful. These are great options if your brand is more of a streetwear, casual wear brand. If you're able to curate a brand that people can feel emotionally tied to, and you can translate that brand into products, you can create some sort of marketing funnel that people actively respond to well. You can look at a variety of different print-on-demand softwares like Zazzle. You can look at Redbubble. All of these offer great and very varied options to match the platform that you're on, or it's from the way that you present the products. Make sure that your page looks as professional as possible and matches the brand aesthetic. You want customers to come and to feel that you're offering something unique. Number four, create a strong and consistent digital presence. It costs you nothing to start a YouTube channel, to start an Instagram, to start a TikTok. You need to be present on these platforms because this is going to be the way that you get the word out there about your brand and what you have to offer. If you look at some of the biggest brands, most of them have started with one or two viral moments at a time. Make sure that you are consistent. Consistency trumps all else. When it comes to an online presence outside of the social media realm, of course, you want to create a website. Wix is a good example. You have WordPress, you have Shopify has some free plans that you can use, and this costs you $0 to get up and running. And then the question is, how do you get the word out about your website? This is going to come down to your search engine optimization. This comes to when someone searches something through Google, the better your website is connected, the higher on the list that your website is going to rank, which is going to make it easier for customers to find you. One thing I would definitely recommend that can allow you to optimize your performance completely for free is to track your performance. See how your website is performing. One thing that I would definitely say is look at how customers are engaging with your website. By looking at how customers are actually using your website and analyzing this, you can see where the bottlenecks in the performance of the website is. When it comes to your presence on social media, you'll also want to collaborate with influencers. It's going to take more effort to identify these people and to find the right pitch to show them the potential of your brand and where you plan on taking your brand long term. Think of person A and person B. Person A doesn't really believe in themselves and they're trying to be very cheap with their brand. They come to an influencer and they say, hey, I want you to do all this work and to do all these posts and to get the word out there, and you'll get paid when I get paid. Versus person B is you. You believe in the vision. You want to genuinely help the people around you. You approach a micro influencer that you have actively selected and curated, and you tell them, hey, this is the vision for my brand. I'd love to describe to you what I'm trying to make. And I guarantee you, we can find a way to work together. It's going to make you happy and it's going to promote a long-term success for the both of us. If you want to maintain and actively promote your online presence, you want to engage your community. This could be through lives on Instagram. This could be through creating channels on Discord, actively encouraging people to leave reviews on your website. People feel that they are a part of a brand. This serves a dual purpose. Number one, it creates what is known as social proof. So future customers, when they come in, they're able to see that others have had a positive experience for your brand. And two, when other customers see others have left reviews, they may even be willing and much more likely to leave a review themselves. Number five, you can consider crowdfunding or a pre-order campaign. In short, crowdfunding is basically where you run a campaign and you set a specific milestone. If that milestone, that target is achieved within that time frame, then people get their goods. This serves two purposes. Number one, it gives you the cash up front to be able to invest into the production of your brand. And two, it gets people feeling like they are a part of the founding team of a brand. The same is true with pre-sales. Usually with crowdsourcing campaigns, you're going to have specific targets that you have to reach, and if you don't reach them, you're unable to continue. Also, make sure to plan your campaign effectively. Make sure that it's not too high, make sure that it's not too low, because if you don't achieve your targets, then you're going to not be able to get or collect that money. And number six is going to be dropshipping. Dropshipping is a method by which you hold no inventory. You set up a retail store and you allow orders to come in for those products through your retail front. Then you are able to order that product from a manufacturer directly and have it shipped to your customer. You only pay when you get paid. There are a ton of pros for the drop shipping method. Number one is that you have to put no money down to be able to test out a product. Two is that you have the flexibility to easily test and switch out different products. Three, it's scalable. You can add more products on demand depending on what your customers' current needs and demands are in the market. In order to maintain a successful dropshipping business, my biggest recommendation would be to maintain good relationships with your suppliers. You want to consistently be monitoring the performance of your suppliers. So make sure to continuously assess the performance of your suppliers and upgrade and leverage a better and better value chain in your business. The last thing to ensure the success of your dropshipping business is stay updated about trends. See what types of products are in demand, see what customers are unhappy about, and fill in these gaps in the market. Number seven, choose to start a digital fashion brand. You can create your designs on Marvelous Designer, on Clo3D, on Blender for free, and you can distribute them in digital channels. How do you capitalize on the digital fashion craze? Well, you want to create innovative digital designs. You're not constrained by the laws of cost. Then you'll want to create a digital storefront, whether it's through a website or whether it's through an augmented reality store. Look at the meta space. You can even host virtual fashion shows. So as a digital fashion designer, you can even offer interactive design and product development processes, whether it's on Instagram by offering polls, whether it's on TikTok Live. You can get customers involved in every aspect of the design process. When it comes to how to monetize here, actively making collaborations, or you can look at licensing your products. This allows you to scale your business and its impact. Well guys, that is it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you're interested in developing and creating your own brand today, you can check the link in the description. I offer limited slots of one-on-one consultation calls, and I've been doing it for the last 2 years. I would be more than happy to help you. Guys, from the very bottom of my heart, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Fittdesign TV. Until next week's episode, stay awesome.